Guess who's back? Back again.
Daniel Ricciardo.
Back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back?
Daniel Ricciardo.
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 Let's go, man! I got it!
It's backseat drivers time. Good evening and welcome to Backseat Drivers number 21 for 2023. I've jumped on the Aston Martin bandwagon right at the wrong time. I did, however, have a big win in the go-karting Backseat Drivers Super Challenge last weekend. Dan Ricciardo's back, so we're all happy, except for maybe Rob. To talk about that and many other topics, we've got Fud Money Badger.
G'day. I'm actually disappointed that song doesn't have DJ Khalid yelling his name over it.
What, the Let's Go Lance part, or
No, just the whole song. Just him just Dan's back. DJ Khalid!
maybe we need to speak to the music maker.
Yeah, DJ.
Music maker DJ Matt.
Hello all.
Hello.
I think DJ Khaled's going to make an appearance next week. I don't know. I've just decided. No matter what happens, DJ Khaled shows up.
So why are we celebrating the Pastor Maldonado of McLaren?
Who? Mr.
Daniel Ricciardo. Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo, the guy who lucked into his one and only win.
Well, I think Dan's had 6 other wins.
Yeah, but
7.
that was with Equal Machinery with the world champion.
Yeah. So, yeah.
He's a YouTuber and he's based in Monaco, isn't he?
Dan.
He is.
Yeah.
I
I think he has an audience on YouTube, though.
Yeah, I subscribed to him for a while.
Dan or
Yeah, Dan.
Nico?
Both
Equal
actually.
Machinery.
I did subscribe to Nico's podcast, but that seemed to die off very quickly.
I don't know if I could listen to him for that long.
Didn't have Equal Machinery to keep up the podcast going, Dave.
No.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't the easiest listen.
That
um,
Dan and the Rossi and Hinchcliffe podcast
Yeah.
got me onto. I've listened to just over a year of it now. It's pretty much all I've listened to.
And the first episodes were total garbage.
Yeah, not that far back yet. Most podcasts are total garbage. Like we're 300 in now, and we're still garbage.
We have a theme song now.
Yeah,
so
we've got
True.
Yeah,
We're moving up in the world.
exactly. We're
Also,
just getting more and more professional as the weeks go on.
I believe we have another song, Dave. Did we not?
We didn't do anything with any other songs.
Oh, okay. We can say that later. I'd just like to point out that Mastradamus was correct in saying there'll be more Australians on the grid than Canadians this year. So, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very
work.
much.
I think everyone was calling that except for Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Rob was adamant it was never going to happen.
But you guys all thought it was going to be the other back marker. What's his name? Perez. That's it.
Yeah, well, my gut feel on this is that it's Nick de Vries they can get rid of without having to pay, etc. For some reason, they've signed Perez to a 2-year contract. Why you would do that, I don't know, which that's another topic to talk about probably later on. So you have to pay Perez out, but we want to make sure that Dan is the right man for that seat before. So chuck him in at Toro Rosso for a few races. As long as he beats Sonoda, good to go. Perez out. And then Lawson and probably Helga in at Toro Rosso next year.
And where's Yuki?
I think Yuki, as long as Dan does what we all expect Dan to do, I think that'll be the death of Yuki as well in that team.
You reckon Yuki's done?
So if Yuki beats Dan, Dan
Yuki,
done?
yeah.
What
That's not going to happen though. So
we'll see.
Well, it sounds like Rob's making
then-
some sort of bet challenge thing here.
If Yuki beats Dan, Perez gets a stay of execution next year.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't think Dan will be in next year.
He stays, and Liam Lawson gets the second Toro Rosso.
Maybe Dan made a bad move. Maybe McLaren will be.
Dan never makes bad
Which
moves.
one?
between teams. All of Dan's moves have been like chess plays. He's 30 moves in front. He started at Toro Rosso, and guess where he's ended up? Red Bull Junior team. Two different things.
He took a leaf out of Alonso's book, How to Destroy a Career.
Yeah.
And
Well,
this is
McLaren's,
the
but very
rebuild
popular.
phase. Yeah.
McLaren's made
Both of them
some.
very, very popular.
McLaren's made some major steps now that he's not there.
Yeah. Where did that come from?
Is that a once-off?
I hope it's not. It was nice seeing Piastri up the front.
I feel like it's gonna next week. We're gonna have return to parity, and they're going to go back to being mid markers.
We're not going to talk parody on this channel. That's the Supercars channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even there, we try and avoid talking about it.
Yeah.
Return to status quo where they belong in the middle.
Where's the next race?
Hungary.
Okay, the
Isn't it?
Hungary.
Yeah. Hungarian ring. And then I think it's Spa and Zandvoort and then the summer break, isn't it?
Yeah. Just in time for AlphaTauri or Red Bull to get rid of Dan for not performing. How many drivers can they have this season?
Well,
do you think there'll be silly season stuff?
Lawrence Stroll. Lawrence Stroll needs to take out a leaf out of Helmut's book.
He's never going to do that to his own. I think Helmut, even if Helmut had kids, he'd be like, "Oi, you're garbage. Get out." Okay, Dad. Where I think Miss Papa Stroll, there must be some sort of like, I don't know, family bonus you get for keeping your kids on.
Yeah.
Or as Dave said, the wife has just told him, "Look,
Yeah.
I need you out of the house, and I need
Yeah.
Lance out of the house because you two just annoy the crap out of me." I like having weekends to myself. If you guys are in the house, you're getting away.
She's rubbing her hands together with the 24 race calendar.
Yeah.
That's
like-
50% of the year that they're gone.
Could they make it 26 races? What about 30 races? How often do you need to do testing? Can you do testing for 3 months?
I'll show you tickets to Le Mans and stuff that are on alternate
You
weekends.
should do the 24-hour, a father-son team,
Yeah.
and in fact, do it a 48-hour just for fun.
We'll enter you in WEC and IndyCar and
So what's going on with your favourite rookie? He's dropped back a little bit. Alonso.
yeah. I think with some of the other teams getting a little bit better.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if that was a circuit specific kind of drop or whether it is more a McLaren. McLaren made a big leap.
Yeah.
And whether
Okay.
that's a more specific Silverstone thing or whether that does continue onwards. And obviously Ferrari and Mercedes have been chipping away as well. So Aston, just in time for my Super T-shirt to turn up, they've dropped down to probably the 5th best team.
So you reckon McLaren's going to... I want to ask Rob. He seems slightly biased.
Yeah, I'm very biased.
that McLaren's going to continue on and just basically become the third best team.
Yeah, well, they got the IndyCar, Formula E, Extreme E teams all working purely on the
You reckon this
Formula
was
One.
the final piece of the puzzle?
Yeah, no, they've got all the branches.
You do not
working on
need
their
276 people to run 3 IndyCars.
Yeah.
You reckon they've stuck over to Formula One and just gone, Zach, step aside for a little bit?
Zach's, when Toto said about, we may as well just spend more on the cost cap because all you get's a slap on the wrist. Zach's just taken that to the moon.
You reckon it'll be discovered Zach just went, you know what, here's $100 million. I don't care anymore. I just want points. I just want to finish in the top 3. I will literally go to jail for embezzlement if it means that this team looks good.
The worst thing is that Dan was the one who took the only win there, and then they had to fire him.
Do you reckon that still hurts because he's still got the tattoo there, and it just constantly reminds him that the best you ever had is no longer in your life? It's like getting a tattoo of like a girlfriend after 2 weeks and going, "This is the best decision ever. I will never regret this." Who the hell is Tiffany Rose anyway? Oh man, I need to get this removed. Do you think if McLaren do get another win, he'll get another tattoo, but like accidentally put it over Dan's old one? There was no other space.
Do you think it will be more painful if it's Oscar that takes the first win?
Oh, just 2 Australians. And then he'll be like, well, I've got to fire you now. That's the rule. You win a race. And then I boot you.
But poor Lando.
Oh. I was going to ask Dave, why did they put him on? I believe I saw it correctly. They put him on hard, right, at the end.
So their theory was they didn't have any new soft tyres. They only had used softs where they had a set of new hards. And the McLaren generally has been chewing its tyres harder than some of the other teams during the year. So even when the safety car was there and he was saying we should have gone softs, they were confident that he'd be able to heat up the hards quick enough to stay. Ultimately, that's what worked out.
Yeah.
I think it was about 15 or so. Like, it was still a fair...
Yeah.
It might have even been more.
Yeah.
Like, it was a fair distance to run. So they weren't confident that the softs would last and that even if they did, they would overheat them quickly, and then the others would kind of...
The McLaren seem to get them up to temp quick enough to fend them off long enough for them to pretty much wreck the softs.
Yeah.
Would have been nice if Piastri got past and got the 3rd place, but...
Yeah, that was a little bit disappointing, especially because he was kind of not in it, and then magic happens, and then he pops up into 3rd.
Yeah.
That felt a little bit like that because George was ahead of him at the start. And was it both the Ferraris as well?
Yeah, I think so.
And then, like, he did kind of get blessed with the safety car when it happened.
I believe it's blessed, Dave.
Yeah. So I think on that, Kyle, I think all the Lawson talk was smoke and mirrors. The plan all along with Dan was get him in the sim, make sure he's all right, get him to the Pirelli tyre test, make sure he's all right, and then we have our Perez replacement.
He was supposedly when he did the tyre test on. They were saying his qualifying time would have put him on the front of the grid, which makes sense because if you're driving the rocket car at Red Bull, you kind of expect him to be.
Different tyres.
Some people don't manage to even make it out of Q1 in that car.
Who? Dave, tell me who possibly... I can't... So wait, you're telling me, Dave, someone was given the rocket cheat car and couldn't even get out of Q1. Basically, the novice level of qualifying,
Yeah,
you just have to be the 15th fastest.
you just have to kind of go out and drive a lap in the Red Bull,
It's
and
basically turn up and sign your name, isn't it?
you're into Q2. I mean, like Lance is getting into Q3 in the 5th best car.
But you're telling me
can't get out of
Perez-
Q1 in the best car. Or is the Red Bull the 8th best car, but Max is just
Good.
I think Max is just naturally gifted as the greatest driver ever.
well,
ever.
yeah. At this point, if you're a Perez fan, this is
you have to tell yourself that Max is just naturally gifted one of the greatest drivers on the planet to have ever sat in an F1 car.
Right now, it's making Gasly and Albon look like fucking superstars.
But how would you feel if you were Perez and you're practically given it's like if I was to play in super easy mode and still come last and go, maybe there's something wrong with me.
Maybe Perez is going for the most overtakes in a season award. He keeps starting at the back, and then he finished 6th last race. And same as last time he started at the back, he moved his way forward.
Yeah,
but Rob,
I mean,
you know what's a better record to have?
Yeah.
Which I think Mr. Ginger Spice would prefer, the Constructors' Championship wrapped up before the summer break. He would have preferred that a lot, because then they go into the summer break and then Perez can have a party.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is that the team entry and the driver's licenses, the fees for those are based on the amount of points you've scored the previous year. So my only thing is that maybe Perez is well, fuck that. Instead of paying $1 million for my license next year, if I do really shit, I'll only have to pay $500,000 for my license. Or maybe Red Bull's. No, so I think your actual driving license is based on your points as well, but the team entry is. But that's a fair chunk of money as well. The team entry. I think Red Bull's last year it was ridiculous, $10 million or something.
Is that a part of the championship?
No, that's outside.
Dan's must have been pretty cheap this year.
Oh yeah.
I think it's the same as
it would have been cheap the last few years.
Yeah.
Same as Latifi's. Maybe a bit more.
Latifi's would have been even cheaper.
Yes.
Latifi's, they would have paid him just to turn up.
Latifi didn't even have to pay for his this year. It was that cheap. That's because he didn't need it.
Has anyone found Latifi? I've noticed a couple of people on the internet are looking for him.
No.
And he's vanished.
Disappeared. My weekly Latifi report kind of
died, didn't it?
Yeah, the rug pulled from underneath it with him just disappearing.
I would love. Sorry, Dave, go.
Do we even suspect he's searching for an IndyCar seat like he was supposedly at the end of last year? Because even those rumors have, his name's not being mentioned with any of the IndyCar seats at the moment.
I know where he is, Dave. He's down at a Canadian go-kart centre, and he's telling all the kids, did I ever tell you the time I helped shape the 2021 finale of the F1 Championship? I ploughed my car into a wall, and the rest...
Weren't you doing the same thing on Saturday?
Me?
Yeah. I thought you were dressed like a race director at one point.
No, as Dave, you may have remembered, I started doing, we did qualifying and I did some average times. Then we had the first race, slightly average times. And then mysteriously, Dave, my times went from here to up here because I'll let everyone in on a secret. I 100% cheated because what I did, I found Rob, I sat behind Rob, and I treated him like a PlayStation Gran Turismo ghost car, and I copied everything he did, all his acceleration, all his driving lines. And then at the end, when we got our times for the fastest lap, I was 2/200ths of a second slower than Rob. I've done my job.
For those who don't know, we went go-karting on the weekend.
Yes.
There was the whole backseat
can
drivers
finally lift my
crew,
arms
crew
up.
there. Plus, my shoulders were wrecked.
Man, at the front here is just.
Yeah. You reach out to grab something. I'm like, I can't hold my arm up.
I was like that at my desk. I'm like, I can't sit here any longer. It's hurting.
Yeah.
And you're the one who goes to the gym all the time.
Well, I've only just started back at the gym, so
Yeah.
I'd actually, I did a workout on Thursday night because usually we've been doing it Friday nights, and I'm like, Friday night is too close to go karting.
Yeah.
I need to do Thursday night this week,
Maybe
so
you should
that
have
I'm
done. Maybe you should have done Friday for us.
See, Matt's biggest mistake was following the wrong ghost car.
Dave was 2.5
It was the
seconds
only
faster
ghost car I
than
could
me.
keep up with. But
How many
also,
kilos? How many kilos is
enough.
a second a lap?
Enough.
Enough.
More than enough kilos to put me back.
Yeah.
But also, I made the mistake of lifting up a car seat into the simulator zone, which I think maybe next week we might have a video on the
Simrig.
Racing Point backseat drivers turbo racing affiliated team with its racing simulator all set up now, and putting in many laps. Hopefully, we see some improvement from me. But
Getting ready for the next go karting challenge.
Yeah.
See, it's easy. You just go faster than the other people.
Yeah. I tried to do that.
What I will say, Rob, though, like it was funny because I only just came up to lap you at the end of that race, and I was taking a different line to everybody else, kind of coming through the last couple of corners onto the straight.
Yeah.
And I went to line you up, and then I got stuck behind you, I think, for a whole lap because you were using the same line as me. So that basically took away my massive advantage on everyone else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where am I going to get past him now?
Right at the very edge of the track, it turned out.
Yeah.
track limits, I believe, was called.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm glad there was no track limits there.
Yeah.
Because I was definitely all four wheels over the white line.
Yeah, there was
nearly every lap.
Yeah, the two spots coming down the main start finish line. It was off the track, and then the second corner coming out of the second corner, there was like a concreted section.
Yep,
they put in.
Yeah.
Green
I
concrete
wasn't
bit.
using that as much. I was finding though, like going into turn one as well.
Yeah.
If you went right out and chopped,
cut around.
like you could carry so much more speed.
Yeah.
Through the first turn, but if you were a little bit wider as well, then you could carry more speed through turn two.
Yeah.
Whereas what I was finding that like the shallower entry, they were say hitting the apex earlier and then having a slow more for turn two. Whereas I was having like wider later apex, which meant I carried a lot more.
Yeah. Taking that wider entry just made getting into the second corner so much easier. Yeah. And then because there was a long run out of the second corner up to the third corner, you had more speed coming out of there.
Yeah. So
it was a good day.
Yeah. I had fun. There was no one taking anyone else out or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
We didn't have to have an inquest like the last time we had a go-kart race.
Yeah, I think quite a few of the ones have ended up in inquests. Dave's car didn't end up on top of Matt's this time either. that had happened in the past.
Good times.
And I'll be honest, I was not concerned for Matt's health. I just wanted them to put my go-kart back on the ground because I was losing time.
Yeah. and Dave, I fully understand, I was moving. That's all you needed to do.
He looks all right. Just get me going.
You made the impression that you cared, and then kept going. It was very polite of you.
Yes.
Yeah. So do we discuss our 2024 driver predictions?
Yeah, why
Seeing
not?
as though that's kind of come up this week now.
Well, there's
Do-
seven empty seats at the moment.
8,
8.
9.
How many
No.
people are out of the main
Well,
one?
let's
will be
let's
Lewis.
work. Should we work? What do you want to do? Reverse
Oh.
championship order or something?
No, I thought we were only going to talk about the actual ones that are up for contract, not predicting people lose their seat because
Well,
you want Dan to have the Red Bull seat.
yeah, but we need to realistically.
Because all the other seats have contracted drivers.
Yeah, but where's the constructors' standings at the moment?
When's when's Lewis got his seat till?
Lewis is
This
up the end of this year.
So
So
is
he moving?
do we start talking about the teams top to bottom or bottom to top?
Hang on, all right. We'll start
We'll have a bit of structure on this.
top to bottom.
Top
All
to
right,
bottom?
Red Bull. So
Max
Max is
is
locked.
staying.
Max is
I'm-
locked
I'm-
in.
I'll call him
Sergio
that.
has a contract, but Red Bull
Max-
contracts.
Max-
I reckon Max is on the edge there.
Where's Max going, Rob?
To the moon.
Yeah.
Max is going to jump into Williams because it's too easy with the Red Bull, and
Yeah.
he's the world's greatest driver.
I'm sick of playing F1
Right.
on easy.
Yeah. Or I can't see him getting rid of Perez just yet. I think
Come December.
different story maybe then, but at the moment I can't
Yeah.
see him get rid of him just because he's had a
Dave,
couple of
when's the
shit
Mexican
races.
When's the Mexican Grand Prix?
It's
October-ish.
yeah. My gut feel is now that Perez will see the year out.
Oh yeah, I can't see him
More-
getting rid of him
Yeah, more because then, unless Lawson's available, I don't know when Super Formula ends.
now. Yeah.
And do they want to give Lawson a run and get Dan in that car as a preparation for next year? But realistically, Perez is under contract, but that seat,
Yeah.
there's a good chance someone else is going to be in that seat next year.
Yeah. Well, there's still a few more races.
Do we think
to
Perez
comment
is going to win his home race, or Max is going to steal it off him? And then there's going to be a massive blow up and even more rumor talk that he's leaving.
It won't be stolen. Max is that far ahead at the moment.
on. Yeah. There's two more Super Formula races.
So Lawson will be
August and
available.
October. August and
Yes.
October.
So the only thing then is, do they, if Lawson wraps that up and they are going to put him in AlphaTauri next year, do they then do the swappage so that he gets a few races in this year?
Yeah.
And then Dan gets a few races in the Red Bull. Mercedes.
Sergio gets a mysterious illness and has to be replaced. by Dan.
Yeah.
Come on. Dave,
Sergio.
Sergio's going to want to spend time with his family because of
Food
something.
poisoning.
Food poisoning, mysterious illness. Has he had his appendix removed yet?
A back
Can he get it
injury.
removed? Maybe he'll just get his appendix removed.
Helmut Marko's organ harvesting.
Helmut will tell him that he needs his appendix removed and he probably needs another kidney. So yeah,
I'm not asking.
Qatar, I reckon, is a good place for Perez to go missing. Seems like the kind of country that have no problem with people going missing.
I mean, we all saw the other sporting event that was there. You know, things go disappearing.
Yeah.
What's a human rights violation between friends?
Yeah.
If you don't treat them like humans, they can't be violated with human rights.
Yeah. They're monetized.
You need to be monetized to be demonetized. Mercedes.
That I can't see that going any other way than Hamilton and Russell.
Yeah.
But then Nick was photographed with Toto today.
Yeah, wearing his
I think-
Toto outfit. If you noticed
I
it,
think, yeah,
He had
I
the
think he
huge
was
huge
begging,
deal.
begging for his spot back, but
Yeah,
the photo did have Toto looking at his phone like he was sending a text message to Mick going, this guy's begging for his job back.
what a loser!
What a loser.
yeah. I can't see them going anywhere else.
Yeah.
Lewis needs a new contract, but yeah,
Yeah, I think his seat's pretty settled. I don't think they're going to get rid of him and
How
put
many-
Schumacher in.
How many more seasons is Lewis going to be there to realize his dream is over of his 6th, 7th, 8th world champion?
Till Ferrari's got a spare seat.
Which could be sooner rather than later, Rob, because I've
sure.
heard that Red Bull are after a Red Bull driver.
Oh, I think Red Bull would take Lando or
Lando
Leclerc.
or what's his name?
Chocolate Leclerc.
Yeah.
Would Lando be available for Red Bull though?
Don't know. I reckon Lando's going to go to Audi in the future anyway.
Yeah. So I don't think that's an option.
Angus, Matt's actually building a sim at the moment, so he's going to take my spot.
No, Rob, I need to
Yep.
copy off you. I don't know
Yeah,
anything about driving.
Pretty sure you were talking about downloading Bathurst just before.
I believe the phrase "all the gear, no idea" comes into
Yeah.
play here when it comes to Matt's driving ability. I will gladly take on all challenges in Bathurst. May I have a 4-lap head start in a 5-lap race, please? I feel like that.
Yes.
I feel like I should be treated as Latifi and Angus should be Max, and it should make it fair. Angus
Hang
needs
on,
to
hang
drive
on.
around in a Fiat 500.
Wrong Nick.
No. That's an insult. I'd rather be Latifi.
Right. Where's the
Aston Martin.
Oh,
Rookie
God, I hope
staying
they get rid
there?
of Stroll.
Yeah.
Papa Smurf has to get rid of his son. He needs to realize that he's.
I don't think that's happening yet.
I
How long
reckon
did
Alex
he have
Palau.
to- Ooh,
That'd
that'd be
to replace Stroll.
Yep.
Rob. Who's the one
Yep.
that has to have the awkward conversation that explains that your daddy doesn't love you anymore and you're off the team?
Go talk to
It's-
Mummy.
Lando. Nando. Fernando. Look,
I can see a
Look,
random
bro.
driver. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
get Lando
Alonso.
to come along.
Alonso has to, since he's getting paid so much, he has to tell
yeah.
Lance.
Do you reckon?
Do you want your
Alonso just
paycheck?
Yeah, he takes him to a bar and goes, look, Lance, it's not your fault, but I've had a word with your dad. He still loves you, and we're still playing whatever ice hockey or whatever you Canadians do. But
I
you're
can
not in
still
the
come
car
and
next
see
year.
you on the weekends,
Yeah.
just not when
But not
I'm
at the
racing
paddock.
in Formula One.
Dave, I can't see you on the weekends that has a race because I'll be with my new favourite son, whoever we've stolen.
So Lance, we're going for another bike ride on the weekend. Don't worry about your helmet.
Hey, Lance, can you take Sergio on a bike ride together? Look, when you come back, it's up to you. Maybe go camping together.
That's who they get. Helmet Marco. He loves firing drivers.
Yeah.
He would ask. He'd probably give Mr. Stroll money. He's like, look, here's $1 million.
Yeah.
You let me fire him. I
I'll
wanna
give
do-
you 10% of our wind tunnel time.
Alonso will be
I
there
will
with a
buy you a
chainsaw.
wind tunnel if I can fire your son.
Alonso will be there with a chainsaw going, look, Alex Zanardi got away with driving with no legs. He'll be fine.
So you reckon Rookie of the Year stays there, and he's
Rookie
just
of
going
the
to become like a cool teacher?
With,
well,
Alex Palau.
You reckon Palau's?
Yeah. If he
I-
wins championship in IndyCar, I reckon he's on his way.
No, I reckon
You got
Palau's
to
going to be with Ganassi.
Yeah. I reckon he's going to be in F1.
Hmm.
Maybe.
I mean, there's going to be a spare Williams seat next year, Rob. I
Yeah.
can't see Captain Sargent making it much for Sargent
Stop
must be a
jumping.
bit scared now.
Stop jumping forward.
Yeah.
We've got a long way to go to get to them.
Oh yeah,
Well, it's actually surprisingly not that far away.
No.
Yeah, when you look at the table. Okay, Ferrari, both under contract.
Yeah, no change.
unless they escape and go somewhere else.
'Cause where are they both standing at the moment?
But then-
They're like Carlos
Yeah.
is in front.
Fourth? Fifth?
Yeah.
Carlos 5.
The big thing
Number-
is, though, Mercedes is possibly, like, say, Mercedes decides they don't want to negotiate with Hamilton anymore. Maybe they go for Leclerc.
Yeah.
Sainz, anywhere he's probably going to end up would be a backward step.
Yeah.
Because,
True.
I can't see Red Bull or Mercedes
No.
or even Aston coming knocking for him. So,
He's still the highest in the standings of the two.
yeah. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
McLaren, both of them are locked in.
Yeah.
They'll be
there for-
Nando's
Nando.
Lando's signed up to the end of 25, I think.
Yeah.
And Piastri's to the end of next year. So
Yeah. And
um,
both done well.
Alpina
They're both locked in next
to
year.
the end of next year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're retarded, so there won't be
Yeah.
any shuffling there.
No.
Williams.
Yeah. So Captain Sargent.
Matt's decided Sargent's on the way out.
Dave, if you're Sargent, right, and you're having a less than stellar season, right,
Mm.
and then you've seen Helmut just come in and decapitate your colleague who's basically done the same thing you have. Like, yeah, he finished, 11th? As Helmut would say, 11th doesn't get you any points. I don't care. If you finish 11 to 20, you may as well finish 20. It's not getting you any points.
Sargent has got points, though, hasn't he?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Didn't he? Oh, he hasn't got any yet.
But he's because he finished in the top 10 at the sprint, didn't he? But there's no
Maybe that was it.
Yeah, because
Yeah, but
he's
if he goes
actually
10
improving. He's actually
Yeah.
improving. And
Yeah.
like he came in green, like he was totally green,
Yeah.
straight from F2. Whereas
W-
De Vries came in Formula E champion, raced a bunch of different stuff.
Done a lot of F1 testing over the years.
Yeah. And didn't
whereas
improve.
Sargent was probably slightly undercooked. Like, he probably could have used another year at F2.
Yeah,
Whereas De Vries had done all of that.
Well, Dave, good news. I reckon next year he's going to have plenty of time to find new cars. Indy cars, funny cars, drag racing cars, super trucks, motorbikes if he really wants to. Tanks.
It's apparently De Vries had already been talking to some of the IndyCar teams
yeah,
So he knew the writing was on the wall. when he got that
prior
four-
to this.
four race
Apparently,
warning.
yeah.
yeah.
Because Helmut gave him that race warning, didn't he? Where he said, "Get some points or you're booted." And he's
Yeah.
like, "But I can't get any points." He goes, "I guess in 4 more races we're going to have an awkward conversation."
So who goes to Williams to replace Logan? This is the probably could be his
Literally
saving
anyone.
grace.
I mean, Williams wouldn't have. Do Williams have like high aspirations at this point?
Oh,
Yes.
they're making moves.
They're making, but like if you turned up and you finished like 8th, they'd
Yeah.
almost build you a statue at this point because you're like, holy crap, we've never seen this recently. You know,
Albon's got 11 points.
Yeah,
11
He's
points
finished
after.
8th like 3 times.
yeah.
Oh, he'll
And
get a
the back
statue,
mark as
like I
well.
said.
Yeah.
They'll build him a little statue out the front
We've
and go,
got-
"Who's this guy?" And he goes, "That's Albon. He's out. He's kept us from the bottom."
I don't know who would go there. Would they get another
Oh.
Mercedes
Yeah,
Toto
Schumacher.
reject?
You could take
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, let's. But do they want him? Can they
Well,
afford him?
that's
I don't think they have a
That's-
choice. They've got no one else.
But can they afford to have that many broken cars?
if yeah. Well, see,
be
that's
che-
the
it'd be
thing as
cheaper to-
well. Like,
It'd be cheaper to pay someone more experienced than to pay for broken cars.
Yeah, but
So-
Ricardo doesn't want to be in a back market team, Rob.
unless it's AlphaTauri with promises that he's taking Perez's seat as long as he beats Sonoda.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
quickly on
he's
that.
just decided he
And-
wants to get into racing again.
I was going to say, Dan, him going to AlphaTauri, even though all year he said, I don't want to be in a rubbish car, he's 100% been told something else, hasn't he? That he's like, if you take this job, you get a foot in the door, and then at the end of the year when we have to kick someone else out the door, because you've already been racing for 10, 15 races, you've got that Red Bull DNA back in you.
When he said, I don't want to drive for a back market team, it's basically he'd kind of been screwed at McLaren for 2 years.
Yep.
So he was like, well, what's the point of going to Haas or Williams and trundling around the back? Like, I could have stuck it out with McLaren and done the same thing and, just felt like shit. He's obviously been getting in the simulator or whatever and been getting his confidence back and probably being closer to Max in the sim and going, hey, maybe I'm not
he was
so bad.
faster than,
Checo.
Nick, Checo, and Yuki, which got him the
And
seat.
then it's probably also like, hey, we chuck you in the AlphaTauri for half a year. You prove yourself. We'll sort Perez
But
out.
how bad is the AlphaTauri? Like, is it just a piece of shit to drive?
Well, this is where also you'll find out how bad that car is.
Yeah.
And there's probably a bit of as well, like, can you get in this and let us know? And that's where, like, I was a little bit surprised that he still did because this was obviously decided even before Silverstone, that he still did the test with Red, but that would have been you go out and spend a day or whatever doing the Pirelli tyre test, see what the Red Bull's like, and then you get into the AlphaTauri and you can actually give the feedback, because it's not like they can get Max to go and jump in the AlphaTauri and go, right, we need to fix this.
They're using it as a benchmark. So they're basically just using Dan as he can sort of legal loophole. He can go, this is what a car's meant to feel like. When I jump in this Red Bull Junior sugar-free version, it doesn't feel here, and here, or it needs this.
The other advantage as well, because he has spent 2 years at Renault, 2 years at McLaren, and then he's driven the Red Bull, and then he'll jump in the AlphaTauri and he'll be like, right, these are the areas that we need to start looking at, and we'll drag AlphaTauri up. But also AlphaTauri now are, because they were trying to go full independent, whereas it looks like they're now backing back on that a bit, and they will be taking as many parts as they can from Red Bull next year, and having that bit more like a closer alliance, a bit more like Haas and Ferrari. Whereas for quite a few years, they'd been going down more the full independent route, where they're basically only taking, I think, the gearbox off Red Bull and doing everything else in-house.
What's stopping AlphaTauri next year just borrowing Max's car, accidentally painting it AlphaTauri, and go, look, it's the new AlphaTauri 2024. Also, Max's car got stolen, and I think they burnt it. Don't go looking for it. Anyway, we're really good this year.
The same reason why Jet Force India got in trouble the other year for copying the Mercedes.
They didn't copy, Dave. They were just inspired. I will not have you bad-mouthing Jet Force India.
Yeah, well, they ended up getting done because their brake ducts inside were exactly the same as the Mercedes ones.
I believe the word was identical.
Yeah.
But
it was that old internet meme, copy my homework, but just don't make it look too obvious.
Yeah.
Could Liam Lawson end up at Williams if Perez doesn't leave and Dan gets to keep his seat being the number 2 driver behind Yuki?
I mean,
every time Rob just sneaks it in.
Would Williams take Yuki?
Maybe.
Would Yuki go to Williams?
Yeah.
Well, when he's been kicked out of Red Bull.
for beating Dan.
So
Is he
I
just
mean,
going to wait until Honda come along and he gets his Honda seat?
there is Palau that's kicking around as well,
Yeah.
which I still think Palau will end up still in IndyCar next year. But
Do you reckon Pato might make a move or get a seat?
what's Pato's super license situation?
Ooh, yeah, I'm
Because
not
he
sure.
didn't, when Red Bull were going to sign him, he didn't have one.
Yeah, true.
Or Red Bull signed him and then went, he hasn't got a super license.
Yeah.
Because that was when they looked and he's like, oh, well, he won
Yeah.
Indy 2,
Yeah.
whatever they now, Indy next.
Yeah.
But then, the FIA went, there wasn't enough cars in the championship to give
Yeah.
license points.
Yeah.
So you don't actually get a super license. Yeah, which that's what where Herder come unstuck as well.
Yeah.
But see, Pato wouldn't have. You basically need to finish top 3 in the
Yeah,
IndyCar
true.
Championship, which Pato wouldn't have.
So he's missed out on sort of a technicality.
What about
Because I think it was
Captain
only,
America?
No, he's
Right.
too ingrained. Yeah. Because
He did spend some time in Europe, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he pulled the pin earlier though, because him and Connor Daly went over together,
Yeah.
and Connor spent 2 more years in Europe, whereas Newgarden pulled the pin earlier and set himself up.
He's probably too muscly to go to F1.
That's
Probably
why I'm
now,
not an F1 driver either. Just too muscly and big.
Yeah.
I don't think you're allowed to have 6'6" F1 drivers.
No.
Then I would just intimidate everybody just in the paddock, and no one would. I'd be called up all the time. Also, I think I might just trip up on Yuki all the time because I wouldn't see him all the way down there.
I just want to get photos with Yuki all the time.
Yeah.
Haas.
Haas.
I reckon.
Who's in Haas again? Because I keep forgetting.
Magnussen and Hülkenberg.
See, they're both
Magnussen's
disposable F1 drivers.
Hulkenberg's been
Useless.
Yeah.
They're both.
He can qualify.
Yeah.
You could replace him with anything and be like, "Yep, that's the team."
I just think of that meme where there's that thing with it's poking the stick and do something.
Come on, do something.
Hulkenberg qualifies here. Magnussen qualifies here. Then in the race, this happens.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they're both shit results.
Yeah.
It's like, you qualified really well in 13th or whatever, and then you dropped to 18th while your teammate qualified 18th and rose to the
And again,
heights of 13th.
no real points. And I feel like you could replace them both with just, I don't know, Rob's new mate, Pato, and bring a friend along. Just ask him, do you have a friend that wants to come along and drive?
Well, who wants to go there kind of thing as well? That's the
If
next.
you're in Indy, if you're in IndyCar and let's say, Dave, you've just won the Indy Championship, right? You've done very well. And then I come along and say, hey, Dave, it's me, Matt. I run Haas F1 team. You may have heard of us. We're kind of a big deal. I might have a spare seat for you. It means you're going to go from being Indy #1 super guy to basically relative obscurity in an F1 paddock. But here's the thing, Dave, you get to drive an F1 car. It's not good, but it's still an F1 car.
Yeah.
That would be the difficult thing, and that's where I just get that inkling with Palou. Like you look when Zanardi, D'Amato, Bourdais all dominated IndyCar, went over, and then went back afterwards, and then never got that magic back. Where
So F1 ruined them.
Essentially, I mean, you did then become an F1 driver, but it's not like you can go to, say, Ganassi or whatever. Hey, can you just keep all my team sat there ready to go? I'm just going to go and do F1 for a year or two, and then I'll come back, and then we'll take off and continue dominating. It's you walk away from that kind of invincible team that he's got at the moment, because at the moment he's basically Max.
Yeah,
in
well, you
IndyCar.
can't really treat it like in Indy they have the street and the road and the oval circuits.
Ovals.
I guess you can't just get like 3 drivers and go, well, Rob's really good at street circuits. He'll come in for 4 races in a year. I'm good at oval races, so I guess I'm not doing any F1. Dave's all right at actual track. He can do most of the other ones.
Yeah.
You can't even treat it as like it has to be your full time. Like if you're committed to a garbage F1 team, you need to stay on this,
Garbage.
this garbage team. But would people be like, well, at least it's an F1 team. There's only going to be 20 of us.
That's what some of them look at, and F1 is the top, and I made it to F1. It's very difficult to say because I'm obviously not being put in that position. I may have missed
You
missed
didn't get
the
a
boat.
call?
Yeah.
Oh, Helmet rang
After
me
my
up.
impressive result last weekend, you would have thought,
Yeah.
Well, I showed Helmet my simulator, and he's like, "Good to see you're putting in the hours, Matt, but it's just your times just aren't good enough."
I didn't even need to jump in. I just get in there and rag it.
You're just naturally gifted.
Yeah, I'm Montoya. I've got the fat gut, and then just get in the car and rag it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about setup or anything. I'll just make it go fast.
Yeah.
And if it's not going fast, I'll just cut corners and shit.
What are track limits anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the big, just on the Haas thing, I think the big problem is the fact that they find someone to replace them. They need to replace, but
Schumacher?
well, they tried that and it didn't work.
I have no idea with Haas. Sauber?
Alpha Sauber. Bottas has still got contract, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got a contract till pretty much when Audi take over.
But Zhou is out of contract.
He could disappear and no one would even know he was gone.
I don't think he's doing too bad a job in a crappy car.
He's not a bad driver, but he's just so unforgettable.
Yeah,
unremarkable.
I think their issue is at the moment that they've got 2 unremarkable drivers.
Yeah.
They probably need to start looking for whoever's going to partner Norris when Audi takes over. And they probably need to seriously look at bringing in a proper junior that can. And the big thing, if you keep Bottas for a couple more years, he's a good person to learn off. And he has been at Mercedes, he's probably a good person to have at the team. The big thing with Joe is they were expecting the Chinese money to come flowing with him, and it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
So,
Teo Pache's there.
He's part of the Sauber Academy, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's probably best to take the spot. He's leading.
Is he leading F2?
I think so.
We need the F2 expert.
Bobby, where are you?
Yeah.
Just quickly, Rob, how many points do you think the Forgotten Chinaman has got in his entire F1 career?
4. I don't know what he got last year, but he's got 4 this year.
He has a total of 10 points, and 2 of those are from fastest laps.
Nice.
That's how many points did Latifi have in his whole career?
Rob?
Teo Pache's sitting in second at the moment.
Nothing about Latifi.
Booby reckons Beerman.
Beerman? Ollie Beerman. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's Ferrari Academy.
Oh,
that's a. Yeah, I'd go there.
Or do they put beer man in it has?
I don't know.
Because
Porsche
the-
is on his like 15th year in F2.
Ferrari's going to have less and less pull with
Yeah.
Sauber
Yeah.
with
true.
the whole Audi thing happening. I didn't realize Porsche had been there that long.
I feel like he's been there for feels like decades.
Do they have anyone else in the academy, or is it
just him? I think. Just having a look at uniforms. Leclerc. What's he? He's at Ferrari Academy.
Arthur?
Arthur.
What's the
Arthur.
chance of having a Leclerc Super Brother team? And
Nah,
Worked so well
Arthur's
with
not
the
as good.
Super Brothers Schumacher team.
wait, there was Michael and what was his name? Ralph.
Wow.
What a name.
At least
Imagine
Ralph won
being
a race.
Ralph to Michael.
Well, Ralph actually won
I know.
multiple races.
This is
No, but you're going to be compared against your 7-time champion brother.
Yeah.
Porsche's
Which was
third
never going to end
season.
well.
So Porsche
Yeah.
finished 5th,
Well, he
2021.
had already
second.
said 3.
Yeah, I know.
Boovy's way
So-
quicker than you, Rob.
Yeah. His Googling skills are
I'm supposed to be
top-notch.
hosting.
You're like Bing while Boovy's Google.
Yeah.
I was trying
All
to
the
look up.
three-
I was trying to look up all the drivers' uniforms to see who else was sponsored by them.
Oh,
Sponsored
I
by
told
Sauber
you-
Academy.
Rob the Breeze.
Yeah,
Are there
so-
any other Ferrari academies up the front?
Nope.
So what did
who's
they got?
Vesti?
B-Man
Vesti's
and-
AMG.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Vesti's AMG. Ollie Behrman's Ferrari.
And Arte.
Yeah. And then
Where's
we got-
Arte?
He's. I don't have enough windows open. Hang on. Out there, Leclerc.
Do
Is
we
him.
think that
14th.
Jack? Okay, so he's got a bit to. That's his first year of F2, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think he did that well in F3. He did F3. He came 10th.
But we're saying he's too good to use Google.
Yeah.
Why, Rob? I mean, you're using Google and you've got like 8 tabs.
Yeah.
open.
I'm not even using Google. I'm just on the website, the F2 website, just trying to find it. So yeah. So Arthur Leclerc, 4th in Formula 4, 2nd in Formula Regional European, 10th in Formula 3 2021, 6th 2022, 6th in Formula 3 in 2022. So not that great. He's not as good as his brother, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Seems to be a
There's
thing.
always one Rob.
Yeah.
Ralph.
Then Alpine have Victor Martins and Jack Doohan.
Yeah.
Victor Martins is
Dylan doesn't have
first.
enough to get up there, does he?
No.
But Alpine have enough drivers
Yeah.
anyway.
Victor,
have
Victor
to
Martins.
give them away to McLaren, Alpha, Aston Martin, Rahal Letterman,
Yeah.
Sauber.
Well, Victor Martins, he won their F3 championship last year and he's sitting 5th at the moment.
Okay.
Oh,
Just-
equal with Ollie Behrman.
Just on that,
Yeah.
like Alpine, they've got Gasly and Ocon.
Yeah.
Not the most inspiring lineup.
No.
But they're cool.
They lost Alonso.
Yep.
Yes.
They lost Piastri.
Yes.
Yep.
They lost Lundgaard.
Yes.
And
Yep.
they lost Joe.
Yes.
I mean, that's not a big
Now,
loss.
even Lundgaard and Joe, I reckon, might be a more exciting lineup than Ocon and Gasly at the moment.
True.
I mean, Ocon and Gasly, at least, you know,
They turn
Matt's-
up.
they turn up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
is that
Matt's
the
favorite.
Alpine or is that?
Matt's favorite F3 driver, Gabriel Mini, is a
Mini, yep. He's doing all right.
Alpine driver. And there's another guy, Solinov. He is, and I'm pretty sure Sophia Flores is as well.
What's the chance
What's
that she gets a
she
super
racing
license?
Formula 3. Or she was. Or maybe she's not anymore. She was for like 2 races.
Because And there-
She's-
yeah,
she's
I
had-
haven't heard anything what's happening in that F1 Academy thing.
She's had a lot of seasons where she's finished with 2 numbers in the placing.
What?
So, like, 10th onwards.
Oh, yeah,
Formula
yeah.
4, 19th, for Formula 4, 13th, Formula 3, 22nd. Yeah, 29th, 21st. Yeah. Yeah, well,
So maybe not. Maybe
No,
she won't be
yeah.
joining Williams.
she's not going anywhere.
Mm.
Yeah, anyway, she's probably still doing better than the Aussie guy in Tim Smith. Terry Smith, Tommy Smith.
Tommy Smith?
Yeah, he's just fucking hopeless.
That's all right. We've got Aussies for a few more years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
We just need someone in the wings, but it's not going to be Tommy. At least Jack's coming up. Hopefully, he might pull his finger in his ass again. And
Well, we could have 3.
yeah, maybe.
I mean,
maybe
I only
Jack.
predicted 2, Dave, so
Hmm.
I don't want to get greedy.
Hang on, we've still got the last team to go, haven't we?
And Alpha Toro Rosso.
Ooh.
Be another year of Dan and Yuki, I reckon.
You reckon 2024, it's the Dan and Yuki show?
Yep.
I think it'll be a full clear out.
Ooh, Dan gets the ass because he's underperformed.
I think it'll be Liam Lawson,
Yeah.
and it won't be Checo. Possibly Palau or who's the other one? Did we do it?
Awesome.
No, Lawson and I'm trying to think who was
What's up?
Checo's going to get demoted.
Max?
No, they've got another junior in there.
Well, they put Max in the car. He's the greatest driver ever.
Just
And
for fun.
And so many people on Twitter have told me that it's not the car; it's all the driver.
You know what they should do in the 2
Yeah.
AlphaTauris? Lewis and Max. And then we can have a
Yeah.
proper,
Yeah. Proper
who is
grudge
the
match.
greatest.
Wait for the excuses about no, the car was set up for him.
Abu Dhabi
Hey, Rob.
2022.
Rob, I've got
Yeah,
a
Rob's got
couple
rubber.
of questions for you.
Me?
Yep, because you're the most unbiased person when it comes to this question.
Yes.
In the remaining,
Bring it on.
In the remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 races left. Okay, Rob.
Yes.
There's that many.
Yep. How many?
That's a whole supercars season.
This is a whole season of sleep.
How many points is Dan Ricciardo getting to make Nick De Vries finish in the Latifi position of 21 in a 20-man race?
Dan will get points twice, and it'll be a total of 3.
3 points.
Yep.
We will write this down. So you're saying that he...
No, there's a few. Actually, hang on.
Rob's
Yeah, I'm going to
gonna-
go 3 points because I can't see Alpha developing a car any further than what it is at the moment.
You don't think that with Dan's input...
No.
And-
But Dan doesn't know cars. Dan is
Yeah, I
not-
know. That's why I thought it was funny when
Yeah,
Dan's just going to go, this car doesn't go very fast. And they're like, yep, we know that.
yeah,
Can you make it go fast? And they're like, nope.
yeah. He had a guy at McLaren teaching him when to push the brakes.
All right. De Vries is going to finish 21st.
Yep.
I reckon Dan's going to be behind Albon in the championship.
Oh, wait a minute. Where is Professor Albon?
I reckon
For sure
Dan-
he'll be behind.
Dan will outscore the Alfa Romeos, the Hasses, and Logan.
Well, Dave, I see you're playing it safe there by saying he's going to outscore Logan. Currently, I'm on par to beat Logan.
No, I'm on par.
My points per race is.
But you know who isn't?
Who?
Nick De Vries.
I reckon Logan will score points before the end of the season.
Oh, so what you're saying Captain
And so
Captain
will
America. How many points is Captain
know.
America scoring, Rob?
Probably just one, but
Just one.
he'll score at least 1 point, I reckon.
Where
You writing
though?
this down? You keeping a note of this?
I will write this down here. I just
You just need like one odd wet race or something, and Dan could well bang in like a 5th position or something like that.
yeah.
Was he ever good in the wet? He was never good in the dry. Other than playing.
Except for that one weekend in Monza,
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Where he fell
where the
into
stars
first.
aligned.
Dan Maldonado.
Hey Rob,
Yeah.
at what position does Dan have to finish at the end of the season that for the final show you need to dress up full AlphaTauri gear? I want you to look like Yuki.
Top 5.
Is that top 5 of the championship, or he has to finish in the top 5 of a race?
Yeah, just once.
Either.
Okay,
Yeah.
done.
So, all right, we're done with that bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, we need some.
I think we might be done.
We need some race predictions really quickly.
Oh,
There's no race this week. Oh, we're talking about IndyCar.
Oh, okay. Don't worry about the race predictions.
There's no F1. There's no F1.
Isn't
I
it?
reckon
All right, so-
Blomqvist is going to be last.
Really?
whoa.
I think he'll be at the back, but I reckon he's in for a drive next season.
Oh yeah,
But I don't know if he's used to high downforce cars because he's only driven.
well, he's been
really?
driven the IMSA
Yeah,
thing.
and he's pretty good in that.
Yeah, but still,
Bit different.
Like,
Yeah.
qualifying, he might outrace Pedersen and
Yeah. If he
Stingray.
gets stuck behind Pedersen, he's got a problem.
Well, everyone gets stuck behind fucking Pedersen.
True.
Yeah,
Who's going to win?
Stingray.
fucking Hello.
Call it now.
I'm almost tempted to say Palou again because it's a straight race, isn't it?
Oh, then I
Yeah.
changed that further.
It's hard because Andretti were really quick in the first 2 street races.
Yeah, I reckon I'd like to see Colton actually get a win.
33s.
Yeah, he's always in for a chance on the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the same as Newgarden.
Yeah, it's almost like pick 3 drivers and flip a coin and see.
Yeah,
See if
But
you
you
got
could
the
even-
3-sided coin.
like Rossi's been slowly getting better and better and better there.
Yeah. I'd like to
I-
see Rossi do better after listening to him talk to me for the last 3 weeks straight.
Yeah. bring Hinch back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even like you got if Pardo puts a weekend together,
Yeah.
the problem, and then something crazy could happen, and Ericsson could take another win.
I'd like to see Palau get taken out in the first corner and
By
give
Dixon.
all the others. Yeah. Oh yes, them two just out of the race.
Yeah,
Because at least then that gives some of the drivers a chance to catch up.
yeah. Well,
to
it
make it
opens the
like-
championship.
Yeah.
Right back up. Yeah,
Yeah.
and get like a Power and Pardo 1 and 2 just to
Yeah.
jump them back up in the championship
Yeah.
as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
just to open it wide open. That would
Yeah.
be good.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm done. Anyone else got anything?
No, I think I'm
I
pretty
think
excited that Dan's finally returning.
Yep.
And
like the
Piastri,
fact that-
glad Piastri came fourth.
Yeah,
well, I mean, we had a song to play out for Piastri, did we not? I believe
that'll be next week.
when he comes fourth again.
Yeah. In
well, he won't
IndyCar.
come anything this week because he's only got IndyCar. But
I bet you he will.
and on that note,
I think we're done.
we'll see you all next week.
Yeah.